Don't worry, the house is not on fire. That smoke you can see now is coming from one of my neighbours' houses. I think one of my neighbours is burning something in their garden. So don't worry, I'm not on fire. For those wondering. Oh, here we are again. Oh, it's nice to see you back also. Here we go. It is midweek and it is another English Addict. But of course, this is something extra special because it is English Addict Extra, coming to you from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be England. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? I hope you are feeling happy today because I am feeling quite good. Yes, it is another English Addict live from the birthplace of English, which is England. A lot of people ask, Mr. Duncan, what do you mean, the birthplace of English? Well, this is where it all started, you see. England and English are very much connected, you see, because this is where it all started. The things that are coming out of my mouth right now are the things that were born right here in this country 1,000 years ago. That's where it all started and when it started. For those wondering, who is this strange man staring at me from my computer monitor? My name is Duncan. I talk about English. I've been doing this for ever such a long time. Mr. Duncan, please tell us how long you have been doing this for. Thank you for asking. I have been doing this for nearly 15 years. I am the best kept secret on YouTube. Thank you once again to the YouTube algorithms for making sure that no one finds any of this anywhere. Thank you once again. It is a very strange day, by the way. The weather is really weird. In fact, it's been strange over the past couple of days. We've had some crazy weather, strong winds. And I'm not talking about Mr. Steve's digestive system. We've had a lot of rain as well, and then we've had lots of sunshine. This morning, you might not believe it, but this morning we had snow. It was snowing. I'm not joking. We actually had some snow for around about 10 minutes this morning. So the weather is crazy. It's a little damp outside, and that is one of the reasons why I am not outside today. You may have noticed that I'm not in the garden. I'm in the studio once more. And there it is, the view looking out into the distance. You might notice that there is some yellow in the distance. Yes, the farmers are feeling very happy at the moment because they are outside enjoying the rain. They have been waiting for the past 4 weeks for some rain to arrive, and that means that the farmers are now happy because their crops will continue to grow. Isn't that lovely? Yes, we have made it all the way to the middle of another week, and also it is a new month as well. Yes, today it's Wednesday. Sorry about that. If you are wearing headphones, I do apologise a little bit. Oh, what a day. What a day it has been. We've had wind, rain, we've had snow, we've had sunshine. We've actually had everything today in one day. A lot of people do say that English weather is very strange because you can have all 4 seasons in one day. And I think today is one of those days. Very strange indeed, in fact. Hello also to the live chat. Nice to see you here as well. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. We will find out in a moment. Today we are looking at imitative words. Imitative words. What is an imitative word? Find out later on. We'll also have a look at some strange English words as well. And we will have the mystery idiom. In fact, I'm going to show you the mystery idiom first. Is that okay? Okay then. Let's have the mystery idiom right now. So here it is, today's mystery idiom. All you have to do is tell me what you see on your screen. There it is. It is a well-known phrase in the English language. I will give you the answer later on. So there it is, the mystery idiom. For all those waiting for the mystery idiom, maybe you are thinking, Mr. Duncan, where is the mystery idiom? Well, there it is right now on your screen. I will give you the answer later on. We also have, well, besides strange English words, we also have the imitative words. We also have the live chat. And that is you. Thank you very much for joining me today on the live stream. Very nice to see you here today. But who was first? I wonder. Who was first on today's live chat? I see. I think someone has been resting their finger over the past few days. They have been allowing their finger to rest and relax because today Vitas is first on the live chat. Congratulations, you are back at number 1. Those applause were for Vitas because you are first today. We also have Beatrice, Monicia. Hello, Monicia. I don't recognise your name. Is it your first time here? I wonder. Also, we have Belarusia. We also have Shura. Also, we have Nazrin. We also have Sandra Gonzalez, nice to see you here as well. We also have Alessandra, nice to see you back where you belong. Also, Ricardo, hello Ricardo. Thank you very much, by the way, for your message that I received on one of my videos. Of course, I love reading your messages. A lot of people say, Mr. Duncan, we don't think that you read our comments. But I do. I look at everything. So if you do write a comment on my YouTube channel or on Facebook, I always read every single one. Please don't think otherwise. Hello also to Mosen. Nice to see you back as well. Wow, so many people already joining me today. Very nice to see you. There are still people who don't actually know that I'm doing Wednesday live streams again. So if you do know one of your friends on the internet who doesn't know about this, please tell them. Mr. Duncan is on once, twice a week, Wednesday, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Hello also. I'm getting some very interesting names on today's live stream. Hello, 6 Yam. Hello, 6 Yam. Is your name corresponding or relating to something in particular? I wonder. Hello also to, can I say Rosa Celia is here as well. Very nice. We have a very busy live chat already. Maria Diaz is here as well. Also, Intelligent is here on the live chat. We also have, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Love Learning. Love learning. Do you really love learning? Well, I must be honest with you. I love teaching. So if you love learning and I love teaching, then I suppose we are both in the right place, aren't we? Hello, Partridge. Yes, sir. Also, Sura Hamasha, to give you your full name. Thank you very much. Mr. Duncan, do you have Twitter? I do, but I don't really post on Twitter very often. I go on there sometimes, but between you and me, can I just tell you something? Whenever I go on Twitter to read all of the comments and things that people write generally about what is going on in the world, I sometimes get very angry. There isn't much that makes me angry, but I don't know why. Whenever I go on Twitter, especially in the morning, never look at Twitter first thing in the morning, because everyone is on there shouting and screaming at each other about various things, lots of different topics and subjects, and they are all arguing and fighting over these things behind their keyboards. Have you ever noticed how powerful and strong people tend to be when they are behind their keyboards, hidden away, anonymous, unknown to the world? People become very brave, don't they? We call those people keyboard warriors, because when they are behind their keyboard, or I suppose in front of the keyboard, typing, they become very strong and powerful and brave, because it's the internet and no one can see you. However, imagine in real life, if you did the same things or said the same things than you did on Twitter. I can imagine that you would be beaten up very quickly in the street. I think so. So you have to be careful, I suppose, sometimes in the morning, especially in the morning. If you look at something that is too sad, or maybe something that is very depressing, or perhaps something that makes you feel angry in the morning, it can make your whole day unpleasant. I think so. So to answer your question, yes, I do have Twitter, but I don't really put anything on there very often. However, sometimes I do read what other people are writing about many different subjects. And quite often it does make me a little angry and bad-tempered. I remember a few years ago someone saying that there are certain people who should not be allowed near a computer. It wasn't me, I didn't say that, but someone else did. Some people should never be allowed near a computer. Not me, I didn't say that. It wasn't me, I'm just quoting someone. Quoting, you see. Can you see the quote marks? I'm quoting. That's not my opinion. Hello, Rosa, who says, I am addicted to Twitter as well. I think a lot of people like to go on there. They like to go on to Twitter just to read the comments. In fact, there are many people who use YouTube and they watch videos, but quite often they will just leave comments or they will read the comments under the videos. Hello, Christina. Oh, hello, Christina. Thank you very much for your kind message. I have to admit that after some years of following your lessons, I have improved my English. Well, I'm very pleased to hear that. That is the reason why I am here, the reason why I've been here for nearly 15 years. I can't believe it. Hello, Anna Rita. Nice to see you here as well. I can see you really love teaching. It's because your live streams and lessons are so useful. Thank you, Anna. That's very kind of you to say. Well, if you are going to do something in life, I suppose you should enjoy it. That is all I have to say on that. Palmyra has a new job. I am very interested to find out what it is. Hello, Palmyra. Congratulations on your new job. I have a temporary second job because one of the teachers has refused to be vaccinated or tested for coronavirus. So she has left her job for these reasons. So Palmyra, you have two jobs. All I can say is, well done. Some people have one job, two jobs. Some people have three jobs. And there are many reasons why a person might have more than one job. Maybe they need to earn extra money. Perhaps they enjoy doing those particular jobs. So it is possible to have more than one job or more than one career. I suppose so. I think so, yes. I think that's fair enough to say. Hello, Shubs. Shubs99 says, I love learning English because of you. Oh, thank you very much. This is very kind of you. My head is starting to get larger and larger because of all of these lovely compliments. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Very kind of you to say. Hello, Falguni. Hello to Falguni. Nice to see you here. Falguni Patel, where are you watching at the moment? Please let me know. It would be ever so nice. Partridge. Hello, Partridge. Are you sitting in a pear tree at the moment? Well, Mr. Duncan, what is a thesaurus? Would you advise me to buy a thesaurus? I already have an Oxford dictionary. There is a difference between a thesaurus and also a dictionary. Dictionaries give you definitions. A thesaurus is a type of dictionary or reference book that gives you other meanings or alternative words. So if you have a word listed in a thesaurus, you will also have other words listed next to that word that relate or mean the same thing. So in other words, a list of synonyms, if you will. But I think a thesaurus is a very useful thing because it is a good way of expanding your word power, to learn new words, to expand your vocabulary, to make it bigger, larger, more vast. See, that's the sort of thing you will find in a thesaurus. You will find alternative words that you can use instead of one word. Hello to Alessandra De Filo. Nice to see you here as well. Don't worry if you're late. Please never apologise for being late. The reason is I know you have other things to do in your life. Your life is busy. My life is busy. Everyone's life is busy. Oran Bolek says, Mr. Duncan, it is nice to watch your live broadcast during this pandemic. Thank you very much. Well, of course, I've been here live for many years. In fact, this year, is it really 5 years? I can't believe it. I've just realised. Is it really 5 years since I started doing my live streams? Yes, July. I think it's July. This July, it will be 5 years since I started doing my live streams. And of course, 15 years in October since I started doing all of this. I can't believe it. Wow. Falguni asks, Mr. Duncan, do you know which country or what country I belong? Falguni Patel. It's very hard to tell because you could be anywhere in the world when you think about it. You could be anywhere. So I think you are asking me to guess where you are from your name. So please forgive me if I get it wrong, but from your name, I would say that maybe you are in India. It's just a guess. I'm just guessing. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Hello also. Oh, I'm lucky to see your live show. Thanks a million. Thank you very much as well. It's very kind of you to say. Wow. Hello also to Marwa Mohammed watching in Iraq. Yes, a lot of people watch in places where you might not think that people would be watching, but I know I have a lot of comments and also personal messages from people watching in Iraq. So yes, wherever you are in the world, wherever you happen to be, you are always welcome to join my live streams. Florence, I'm really happy today because I can follow you. Thank you very much. A big special hello to you as well. Here's a question. Now, the other day, I'm going to tell you this now. The other day, Mr. Steve and myself, we had a little argument. A little argument. Nothing too bad. It wasn't violent, but we did have an argument. You won't believe what we were arguing about. We were having a little row about bread. Mr. Duncan, what do you mean? Who on earth has an argument about bread? Okay, I will tell you. Quite often at the weekend, we buy some bread from the town, and then we bring it home, we put it in the freezer, and we freeze the bread. However, Mr. Steve likes to take the bread out of the freezer and then thaw the bread and then eat the bread on the same day. However, the next day, he often throws the bread away. He throws it away. He doesn't want to eat it. He says, oh no, that's old bread. It's old. And I say, how can it be old? We only took it out of the freezer yesterday. So how can it be old? So I think today a good question to start off with. Oh dear. For how long do you keep or use a loaf of bread? Now personally, I think you can keep bread for maybe 3 days or perhaps 4 days. As long as it hasn't gone green or mouldy, I think it's okay. So for how long do you use a loaf of bread? How long do you keep it for? Because Steve said to me that you can't keep it. You can't keep it. That's what he says. He says you can't keep it, Duncan. You've got to throw it away the next day because it doesn't taste the same. So what about you? How long do you keep or use a loaf of bread before you throw it away? See, I think you can use it for maybe 3 days or even 4 days. If you keep it in a nice place where it is cool, I think you can keep bread for maybe 4 days before you have to throw it away. However, Mr. Steve says no, after the first day, it doesn't taste the same. It's already gone stale. So I disagree. Although there is some good news because the birds are very happy because quite often when Mr. Steve throws the bread away, I will actually put it outside for the birds. So at least the bread is not going to waste. I am not wasting the bread. At least the birds have a good chance to actually eat the bread as well. But yes, I think it's very strange. I can keep food for many days. Sometimes I will put food in the fridge, in the refrigerator, and then that will keep the food fresh for a little bit longer. However, apparently they say that you are not supposed to put bread in the fridge. So never chill your bread. Never chill the bread. Very strange. But Steve seems to think that once you open the bread, the next day, it has already gone stale. I don't know what you think, but that's what Mr. Steve thinks anyway. A little bit later on, we are looking at some unusual English words. Alessandra says the bread, the freshness of the bread will depend on what kind of flour the bread is made from. You might have a very good point there. Yes, that is a very good point. So maybe it depends on the type of flour or the type of bread. We are going to take a break. I need a drink of water, but we are going to take a look at one of my many English lessons that exist right here on YouTube. This is an excerpt from one of my full English lessons, and I hope you enjoy it. As you can see right now, it is very windy here. There is a gale blowing across England. What you are seeing now is the effect of what is left of a tropical hurricane. This is all that remains of the storm. We can describe this as the remnants, or all that remains of the hurricane. A few days ago, this storm was very powerful. It caused damage in places such as Bermuda. Now it is not as powerful. Having said that, the storm is still strong enough to bring down trees and loosen one or two roof tiles. Some might say that I'm taking a risk coming out here on such a stormy day. Let's hope that I don't get struck by a piece of flying debris or a falling tree. Oh no, my watch has stopped again. I had better wind it up. The word wind has more than one meaning. You can wind something up by turning and tightening it at the same time, such as the spring on a watch or clock. You wind the spring up. To gather something onto a round spool by turning it can be described as winding. You wind something on to something else. You can wind a hose pipe. You can wind wool into a ball. You can wind a person up. In this sense, you are doing something to annoy them. Then there is wind up. This noun describes a practical joke or prank designed to annoy someone. Another verbal use of wind is slowly end something. To close down a company or cease trading over a period of time is to wind up. To relax yourself by doing something pleasurable is to wind down. The past tense of wind is wound. Look at that, the writing on the wall. This figurative expression is used to state that something bad might happen soon. The fate of something is likely to happen. It is very apparent that this thing could occur. There is an indication that things could go wrong. The fall in profits is the writing on the wall for that company. In this sentence, we are saying that the company will go out of business if things do not get better. It may close. There is a chance that things might go wrong. It may be seen as foolish when told by all to ignore the hint and warning of the writing on the wall. Grammar covers many aspects of language use, including punctuation. When expressing yourself in writing, it is important to know where to punctuate and when to use the symbols that define it. One of the most confusing punctuation marks must be the inverted commas, otherwise known as quotation marks. There are two types of inverted comma, the single and the double. In British English, the single quotation mark is often used, while in American English, the double quotation mark is preferred. When quoting a well-known phrase or direct speech in a sentence in British English, we will normally use the single quotation. However, if the direct speech also includes a quote, then you will use the other quotation marks to define it from what is being said. If the direct speech uses single quotes, then the double ones will be used to show the quotes within. An example in British English would be, around here we always use the phrase "no pain, no gain" as our motto. You will see that the direct speech has single quotes and the phrase discussed has double ones. In American English, this is reversed. You will notice in my subtitles that I use single inverted commas when I'm highlighting a word and double quotes when demonstrating direct speech. It is worth noting that you are free to use either of the quotation marks, as long as you stick with them all the way through the piece you are writing. The examples used here today are only a guide. Double quotes are fine for direct speech, or single ones, as long as you remain clear as to how they are being used. Happy writing, everyone! Here are my lovely walking boots. Do you like them? These boots have taken me all over the place, up hills and down into valleys, through woods and over dales and dells. By the way, a dell is a small dip in the ground, a small valley or hollow. Did you know that the word boot has many meanings? As a verb, boot means to kick something hard. It can also mean to throw someone out of a place or eject a person from a group. He was booted out of the chess club. If you put the boot in, then this means that you are kicking someone, normally while they are on the ground. To be given the boot means that you have lost your job. In computer terms, the word boot means to start up a computer. On a car, the boot is the opening at the back where items can be placed securely. In American English, the boot of a car is called the trunk. There it was, an excerpt from one of my many English lessons. That was an excerpt from one of my full English lessons, and they are all available for you to watch as many times as you want on my YouTube channel. It is English Addict live with myself, Mr. Duncan, on a Wednesday afternoon. Yes, it is the 5th of May, a new month. A lot of people here in England and across the UK, I suppose, are becoming very excited because apparently next month, it is not official, but next month we might start to relax all of the lockdown rules. So they may start to be eased off. People will be able to meet. In fact, I know that Mr. Steve is already planning to see his mother in 2 weeks' time. So I think Steve will actually be going to see his mum in person, because over the past few months he has only been able to talk to his mother through the computer or through his tablet device. So yes, it looks like things are going to change for the better. Let us, of course, keep our fingers crossed that everyone will soon be out of this. Hello Partridge, why don't you bring your join button on your channel? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but maybe you mean subscribe? Is that what you mean? Well, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see there is the live stream playing on there as well. I think that's what you mean. Hello to everyone. We were talking about bread because Mr. Steve says that you should not keep bread until the next day because it starts to go stale and it doesn't taste very nice. However, I think that you can keep bread for maybe 3 or 4 days, and quite a few people on here today think that maybe you can keep bread for maybe 3 days or 4 days, but it does depend on the type of bread. One of the things I have noticed, if you buy certain types of cake, such as tea cakes, so if you buy tea cakes, I find that they will go stale very quickly. They will go stale, they will go hard very quickly. So I suppose things like cakes, certain types of pastry, if you keep them out, they will go stale very quickly. So maybe after a day or maybe 2 days, you will have to throw them away. Or, in my case, throw them outside for the birds. However, I think you can keep a loaf of bread for quite a while. Maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days. As long as you keep it in a cool, dry, dark place. And there are many different types of container that you can buy to put your bread inside. Hello Vitas. Today in France they are celebrating the 200th anniversary of the death of Napoleon, apparently. Even I didn't know that. I did not know that. Thank you for telling me. Luis Mendez says, I like to go to the shop to buy something, some pastry, although I do not have a sweet tooth. I think, is it a boulangerie? Is that right? I remember from my French lessons at school, I think a boulangerie is a place where you get bread. Am I right? Someone is going to say, Mr. Duncan, you are wrong, but I'm sure it's a boulangerie. Mrs. Lewis, my French teacher from primary school, may or may not be turning in her grave. Hello also Alessandra. Hello also to Cookie. Hello Cookie. Cookie Potato Plays. I have no idea what your name means, but please let me know if there is a hidden meaning to your name. Oh my goodness, look at the weather. It's raining again. Can you believe it? Look at that. It is windy and stormy. We've had a lot of wind, a lot of rain over the past few days. It's been really quite crazy. Crazy. Oh, by the way, hello to Pedro Belmont is here today. I think I saw Pedro. I think so. Did I see Pedro Belmont earlier? I think so. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. If you are a person like me who likes to watch the news, read the newspapers, or look at the internet, here are 3 phrases that you might hear or see used from time to time. That's strange. Oh. My monitor on my computer keeps switching off. Well, that's annoying. What is going on? I can't see what's going on my screen. It's gone completely blank. Very strange. This happened earlier, in fact. It's very weird. I don't know what is going on. Maybe there is a problem with my graphics card. I don't know. But until this comes back on, I have no idea what I'm actually doing. How strange. If there is someone out there who knows about computers, why would your monitor keep going off and then coming back on again? Is it something to do with your graphics card? It might be. It might have something to do with my graphics card. But I know one thing. It is very annoying because I'm trying to present a program. Oh, it's gone again. How strange. Wow. That is really weird. I have a monitor in front of me, and what is happening is it keeps going off, and then it comes back on again. It flickers like that, which is rather difficult when you are trying to present a live stream. You know what? I might have to take a break here and try and sort this out. Oh, I think it's stopped now. It looks like it's stopped. Oh, no, it's doing it again. I have a feeling this might have something to do with my graphics card. I think it might be overheating or something. If there is anyone there who is an expert on computers, why would my monitor keep going off and then coming back on again? It is flickering, and it is rather annoying. Okay, it seems to have calmed down now. As I was saying, if you like looking at the news or reading stories on the internet, you may have heard or seen these 3 words mentioned. The first world, the second world, and the third world. Now, can I just say that some people disagree with these phrases being used. However, I am going to give you the definitions, so please don't shoot the messenger. And by that I mean me. So please don't criticise me for using these phrases. I am just explaining them to you because quite often they are used. We often say the first world, the second world, or the third world. However, these days we tend to use first and third world more often. We very rarely talk about second world things or events. So here we go. Let's have a look at very strange today. It's very weird. I don't know what was happening then. So we have first world. Well, when we talk about first world countries, we often talk about industrialized capitalist nations of Western Europe, North America, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. So the first world often describes these particular places, these particular parts of the world. So we often talk about first world problems or first world situations. So things that occur, although quite often they are not very serious things. And I will come back to that in a moment. And then we have second world. Well, this is something that people don't use very often, but I will mention it anyway. The former communist bloc, consisting of the Soviet Union and some countries in Eastern Europe, were referred to as the Second World. By the way, these phrases began being used in the 1950s, so they do seem a little old-fashioned. However, these days we still often use the word Third World. We often refer to the Third World. Again, some people feel that this is a very unfair word to use. However, you will often hear of third world countries or third world problems, maybe certain types of shortage of water or food. We will often use third world to describe those types of countries. So this often refers to the developing countries of Asia, Africa, and also Latin America. Again, this is not my opinion. This is merely the definition of these words. So quite often you will hear the third world and also the first world mentioned when talking about the economics or the standard of living in these countries. However, and I think this is very interesting, when we look at first world, well, we often think of developed countries. Also, we often use this when people are complaining about their lives. People who live in, say, the United Kingdom or maybe parts of Europe or maybe in the United States, they will often complain about things in their life that are difficult, even though they are not really serious. They are not serious things. Maybe your internet speed isn't fast enough and you complain about it. So we often use the phrase first world sarcastically because we are saying that you should not complain about these things. You should not complain about having slow internet because in certain parts of the world there are many people living with far more serious problems than slow internet. So first world problems quite often are trivial things, small things, things that we complain about, but really they are not that bad. Because in other parts of the world there are people living with far more serious problems than you. But quite often these days we do use first world and also third world. However, there are people who disagree with that. Once again, don't shoot the messenger, please. I'm just telling you the meanings. I'm giving you the meanings. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here as well. Hello, Hangdo. Hangdo says you should restart your system. Yes, I think the problem with my computer at the moment, I think it might be the graphics card. So the graphics card in your computer is the thing that controls the things you can see on your screen. And the more things that you have connected, like cameras and monitors, then the more that graphics card has to work. So I think maybe it has something to do with that. Perhaps my graphics card is actually overheating, or maybe it is struggling because the monitor has stopped going off. It seems okay now. However, when I open the cameras, it does start having problems. So yes, I will investigate this problem. Thank you very much for your advice on my little problem with my computer. I don't know what was going on there. Very strange. Alessandra says, I don't know which world we belong to. You mean you? Well, I'm not here to judge your country. I'm not here to say whether a country is first world or third world. I'm not here to say that. I'm just giving you the definitions. A lot of people say that, well, I suppose in the West, Western culture, Western countries, industrialized countries, countries that are, I suppose, capitalist. You see, I'm using my quotation marks again. Capitalist societies are often seen as first world countries. Yes, it seems to be working okay now. My computer is working all right. It's very strange. I'm not sure what happened there. It was working, then it wasn't working, and now it seems to be working okay again. Yeah! Thank goodness for that. I will show you the mystery idiom again very briefly for those who are interested and also for those who are not interested. It's going to be on your screen anyway. There it is, the mystery idiom. It is a well-known phrase in the English language. I will give you the answer later on. Thank you very much for your company today, by the way. It's very nice for you to join me during the week. I know a lot of people have a busy schedule. Let's have a look at some words now that have a particular use and also a particular way of being defined. We are going to have a look at imitative words. Imitative. I love that word. It isn't easy to say. However, it is a very nice word to spell if you get it right. Imitative words. Well, first of all, we have the word imitate. So imitative is based on the word imitate. And the meaning of imitate is to copy or reproduce the characteristics of a person, object, or sound. So to imitate someone is to reproduce that thing. Maybe a painting, you might imitate the style of a painter or artist. You might imitate a person's voice. Maybe you listen to a person speaking and maybe you imitate their style of speaking. So there are many ways of using the word imitate, to copy, to reproduce something that is very similar. And then, of course, we have imitative word. An imitative word is a word that mimics or reproduces the sound it refers to. And there are many interesting words in the English language that are actually derived from the sound of the thing it describes. And I will give you some examples. Would you like to have some examples of imitative words? Okay then, let's do it, shall we? Here are some words. They are imitative words. They have been created from the sound that they describe. Here is the first word, and I might even try to make the sounds as well. So here's the first one coming up now. Oh. Perhaps when you open a bottle of fizzy water. So sometimes if you go to a very posh restaurant, they might give you fizzy water, water that has bubbles. And when you open the bottle, it will fizz. The word fizz actually derives from the sound itself, because the sound is it sounds like fizz. So this particular word that you can see now on your screen, there it is, fizz, is an imitative word. It actually imitates the sound that it describes. And I always find this a very interesting subject. It is always interesting to find out where certain words come from or how they became used, how they were created in the first place. So I like that. I like that. Fizz. Here is another word. You might want to close your ears for this one. Bang. 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 Again, a word that describes the sound of an explosion. Something that is exploding goes bang. It is an imitative word because it sounds like the thing that it is describing. It names the sound of an explosion. Bang. And that's how we get that word. Here's another one, another imitative word for your Wednesday morning, afternoon, evening. Smash. Smash. You smash something. You smash the window. You smash your friend's... I was going to say face. No, please don't smash your friend's face. It's not very nice. It's very unfriendly. Smash. You might smash your friend's toy. You might smash your next door neighbour's windows. I don't know why you would do that, but you might. You might. Smash. To break something, normally something that is fragile or brittle, such as a window or something made of pottery, something made of glass. You smash. And once again, that is an imitative word. It imitates the sound of the thing it is describing or naming. Here is another one. Oh, I like this one. This is a simple one. Tap. You tap something. Tap. You put your finger heavily onto a surface. Maybe a table. Maybe the window. Maybe the wall. Or maybe the person next to you. You might tap their head. Tap. Another word that is imitative. However, this word can also be used in other ways. It can also mean a thing where water can be accessed, normally by turning a sort of lever. Tap. In American English, it is also called a faucet. However, in this particular situation, we are using this to describe the sound made when you tap something. Nice. Here's another one. Oh, I like this one. When I wake up first thing in the morning, quite often my back and my legs will do this. Creak. Creak. This is a word that describes the sound of something that is opening or something that is moving, but at the same time there is a noise or a sound that is created because of things that are pushing or rubbing together. Maybe when you wake up in the morning, perhaps the bones in your body are all creaking as you get out of bed. It does happen to me sometimes. So the sound of something creaking, the word creak is an imitative word. It is actually derived from the sound that it describes. Zudzika says, my knees are creaking. I know the feeling, I really do. I know the feeling. Sometimes in the morning when you get out of bed, you can feel your bones. They are creaking. Normally because you are getting old. Here is another one. I like this one. What? Here it is again. Has anyone ever slapped your face? Have you ever received a slap from someone? Maybe a lady, maybe a woman, maybe you are saying something to her and she doesn't like it. She might slap your face, you see? Slap. So the sound slap is imitative. It can be imitated by this word. Slap. Slap. I always remember being slapped many years ago when I think I must have been around 17 or 18, and I was slapped by a lesbian. I'm not joking. Here's another one. Oh, crush. Crush. You crush things. You crush something. You use pressure to compress an object. Crush. Crush. And as you can hear, the sound and the word sound very similar. They actually sound very similar. Crush. Crush. So the word crush is imitative. It actually sounds like the word or the sound that it is describing. Here's another one. I like this word because it can be used in many different ways. Rattle. Rattle. It is a type of sound, maybe something that is loose. Maybe the key in your door might rattle. Maybe something that is loose on your roof. And when the wind blows, you can hear that thing. It rattles. Rattle. Rattle. And the word itself is imitative. Rattle is actually based on the sound that it describes. Something that rattles, something that is loose and is moving, that produces a sound. Something rattles. We can also use this particular word to describe a person who talks too much. If a person keeps talking all the time, and they talk about nothing, and I'm not talking about me, before you say anything, I know what you're thinking. Here, Mr. Duncan. Mr. Duncan, sometimes you like to rattle. You rattle about nothing. Rattle. It is a sound that is made when something loose is moving. Rattle. It also happens to be an imitative word. Wow, we have quite a few here. Here is another one. For those who like mice, if you are a fan of mice, then you are going to love this word. Squeak. 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 The word squeak means something that is maybe making a sound as it moves. Maybe a wheel. Maybe the wheel on your bicycle, as it goes around, it makes a squeak. Squeak. It is also the sound that a mouse makes as well. When a mouse is feeling hungry, it will often squeak. Squeak. Give me some cheese, please. Squeak. This word is imitative. It sounds like the word that, or sounds like the thing it is describing. Squeak. Here's another one. So earlier we had slap. And here is another one that is also an imitative word. Ooh. Oh. Stop it. Oh my God. Please. Oh. Thump. You thump something. You use your fist and you force your fist against something. You thump something. Maybe you thump a person. Maybe you thump your television because it isn't working properly. Maybe you punch your computer because sometimes it goes wrong. So thump. You thump something. You take your fist and you thump. Another word you can use is punch, but we are talking about the word thump. And the reason why I'm mentioning this word is because it is imitative. It sounds like the thing it is actually naming. Thump. You thump someone. You thump them in the face. Maybe you get into a fight and maybe your friend thumps you on the nose. You thump something. Thump. Another imitative word. Here's another one. Snap. Snap. You snap something. The word, once again, imitates the sound that it is naming. You might snap a piece of wood. You might snap your pencil. You might snap your arm in an accident. So the word snap can be used in many ways. Normally when you break something, normally when you break something in half, quite often the sound snap. Snap. This is another good example of an imitative word. Here's another one. And this is something that I think you have done already today. Maybe this is a word that you've already carried out, something you've done. Maybe before you watched my video, perhaps you did this. Click. You click. Click. The word click. Click. You turn something on. You turn something off. Click. So the sound is very short, very brief, and that sound is described as a click. Click. Something you click. Hello, live chat. I'm glad to see you're still here. Click, of course, can also mean when you are selecting something on the internet or on your computer. You use your mouse to choose or select something, and then you will click, click on that thing. The word click is a word that can be described as imitative. Here is another one. Ding! Ding! Ting! 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 Now this particular word really does sound like the thing it is naming. Ding! So the word ting describes ding, that same word, that same sound. Interesting. Interesting. Everyone wants to leave me and go and set up their own website. That's nice. That's good. I like that. I like that happening on my own live stream. That's good. Oh, here's another one. Rustle. Rustle. You rustle. If you rustle, it means you move something. Maybe something that is light, such as a piece of paper. You can rustle a piece of paper. That sound is rustle, the sound of something moving. Maybe if you are walking in a field and the grass is very dry, you might hear the rustle as you move through the grass. Rustle. Rustle. Here's another one. Here's another one. So earlier we had slap and then we had thump. So here is another one that is very similar. Whack. Whack. You hit something. So if you hit something, you whack that thing. Whack. So it actually does sound very much like the sound you make when you hit something. So maybe you whack your neighbour. Maybe you whack the tree in your garden because you are feeling angry. So sometimes you might whack something because you are angry. You are feeling frustrated about something. Whack. You hit something. You strike something. Quite often you might use a tool or a weapon to whack a person with. Maybe a stick or cane or hammer. It's turning out to be a very violent live stream today. I don't know if you've noticed. You whack something. And once again, you can tell that the word is actually describing the sound because it sounds just like it. This word is imitative. It imitates. It imitates the word. Oh dear. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. This word imitates a certain sound. Bunk, 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 bunk. So if you hit something and the thing vibrates as you hit it. So if you strike something and it vibrates, quite often you will hear bonk, bonk, bonk. And the word is bonk. I know what you're thinking out there. Mr. Duncan, that word also means something very rude. Maybe it does. Maybe it does mean something rude, but I'm not going to mention that here. Bonk, bonk, bonk. So if you hit something that is loose or vibrating, dunk, bonk, bonk, it is an imitative word. Okay. Here is another word now. And I know, once again, that you are going to love this word so much. Wake me up before you go. I'm not planning on going solo. Wake me up before you go. Wham. Wham. Yes, I know you are thinking, Mr. Duncan, that was a pop group from the 1980s with George Michael and the other guy. Wham. Wham. Again, this word is describing one thing hitting another. So maybe if you drive your car into a photo developing shop, like George Michael did once, the sound will be wham. Wham. One thing is striking another thing, and the sound that is produced is wham. Wham. So this particular word is not only the name of a pop group from the 1980s, it is also an imitative word that means one thing hitting another. The sound of one thing hitting another thing. It would appear that there are many words related to hitting things. I never realised that the English language was so violent. Here is another one, and this is related to my favourite thing, something I love doing all the time. Chomp. You chomp. Chomp. Chomp is an imitative word. It means to bite into something. If you are biting into a piece of food, you chomp into that food. Quite often when you eat something, the sound of the food being bitten, you will hear that sound. Chomp. To chew, to bite, normally with sound. So if you eat something very noisily, we quite often say chomp. You chomp. Chomp. Here's another one, another imitative word. I feel hungry now. I really do want something to chomp. I want to get my teeth into something. Here's another one. Clang. Clang. Maybe a bell. When a bell is ringing, or if you strike the bell, you will hear the sound clang. Clang. Clang is an imitative word. To hit something normally metallic, so maybe a thing made of metal, such as a bell or maybe a tube. Clang. The sound that is produced is clang. Clang. I like that. Here's another one. When you eat something after you have finished chewing, you will often gulp. So the sound that you make when you swallow something is gulp. 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 You gulp. You swallow. You make the sound as you swallow something. Maybe you swallow... Maybe you swallow a piece of food. Maybe you swallow some water. Gulp. Gulp. It's a great word. Gulp. Oh dear. We have just one more. These are all words that sound like the thing they name. The final one. Twang. You twang something. Twang. Twang. You pull something that stretches and then you let go of it. Twang. Twang. Oh, I tell you one thing, this has been very exhausting. I feel like I've been on stage in a theatre doing a one-man show. Something like that anyway. So there is a very long list, and there it was, a long list of words that describe the sounds of things by imitating them. And they are called imitative words. I hope you enjoyed that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That was hard work. Hello to Snoo Earth. Hello, Snoo Earth. I don't recognise your name. Yes. It would appear that the live chat is very busy. A lot of people wanting to chat today. Very nice to see you here. Here is the answer to today's mystery idiom. I showed you this earlier on, and I'm going to give you the answer right now. There it is, the mystery idiom. It is a well-known phrase we often use in English when a person puts their priorities in the wrong order. So maybe your priorities are in the wrong order. The answer is... Oh, the answer is put the cart before the horse. It is a well-known expression in English, and it means to get your priorities wrong, to address the wrong thing first. If you put things in the wrong order, we can say that you have put the cart before the horse. So what this means is maybe the important things have been placed in the wrong position, and the things that are not so important have been given priority. So you might try to put something that is unimportant in front of something that is important. In other words, you put the cart before the horse. You get your priorities wrong. And there it was, today's mystery idiom. The mystery idiom every Wednesday. Jimmy says, is zonk an imitative word? I don't think it is. That is interesting. I don't think zonk is imitative. And the reason why, it might be used when a person is hitting something, but also it is often used to describe sleep as well. So to be zonked, zonk, Z-O-N-K, zonk means sleep. You are feeling zonked. But it could also be used to mean hit. I'm not sure if it is imitative though. It might not. It might derive from something else. And there are many words in the English language that appear to be imitative, but they are actually not. They are not. There's some very interesting messages coming through. Intelligence says, I really loved doohickey from our last lesson. Doohickey. It is a thing that can't be specifically named. So something that you are looking at, but you can't name it. You can't name that thing. So instead you just say, oh, can you pass me that doohickey over there? Another way of describing that is doodad. as well. You can say doodad. A doodad is a thing that you can't remember the name of. So instead, you will just say doodad. Can you pass me the doodad over there? We have more. There is still more to come. Oh my goodness. This is turning out to be a very busy lesson. Would you like to have a look at some strange English words, and then I promise I will leave you alone. I promise I will not bother you again. So here we go. We have some strange English words coming up now. Would you like to have a look at some strange English words? Because Lilia just mentioned the strange words from my previous English Addict. So here are some strange English words. Before we go, before we say goodbye, we have some strange English words. The first one is, I like this word by the way, clod. C-L-O-D. Clod. It is a noun and it describes a large, solid piece of mud, or maybe a piece of mud that has dried or is damp. Clod. A large, solid piece of mud. So maybe if you go into a field and you can see that the field has just been ploughed and all of the soil, all of the dirt, all of the land has been turned over, you will often find there are large clods of dirt, soil, or maybe mud. Clod. It's a great word, by the way. And also there is another word that we can use as well to describe a very heavy pair of shoes. The word is clodhopper. Clodhopper. A clodhopper is a very large, heavy boot. Quite often you will see people walking with very large boots, quite often across a muddy field. And this actually is not a proper word, it is actually informal. So this particular word is actually an informal word. Clodhopper. Clodhopper. A large, heavy boot. So a person who is wearing a large pair of boots, maybe they are walking through a field, maybe a muddy field, they are wearing a pair of clodhoppers. It is an informal word for large, heavy boots. Here's another one. Oh, this is a serious one. This is wretch. Wretch. Oh, if you are feeling unwell, maybe you have a stomach problem, maybe you have food poisoning, you might retch the action or the sound of vomiting. Retch. So you know the feeling, I know the feeling, we've all done it. Retch. It means the action or the sound of being sick. You throw up. You vomit. Retch. So this, of course, is a verb. It describes the action and also the sound, the thing that is happening. I'm trying to think, when was the last time that I was sick? When was the last time that I vomited? I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I actually can't remember the last time I vomited. Who would remember that anyway? I mean, who would write that down in their diary? Dear diary, today I vomited. It's not the sort of thing that you would keep a record of, to be honest. Here's a nice word, a lovely word, a pretty word, a soothing word. Warble, warble. To sing softly with changing notes. Warble. You warble. A bird might warble when it is singing in the tree. To sing softly with changing notes is warble. Warble. Here's another one. Here is a word that can be used in more than one way as both a verb and noun. Clutter. Clutter. Clutter, as a verb, means to leave items in an untidy way. So maybe you put things in your room and you fill your room with all sorts of junk and rubbish. Or maybe you just leave everything in an untidy way. Everything is messy. All of the things that you've put in the room are just in a mess. Perhaps a person who hoards. We've all seen them on the television. People who keep things in their house and then they just keep putting things in their room and eventually it becomes a giant mess. Clutter. So it can be used as a verb if you are doing that thing. The action of doing it is clutter. You can clutter the room. Clutter. You make something very messy by putting lots of things inside it. And then as a noun, of course, the collection of things can be described as clutter. So this particular word can be used as both a verb and noun. A collection of items left in an untidy way is clutter. Two more. And then we're going. Oh, you might describe me as this person. Some people say I am. Some people say, Mr. Duncan, you are a shutterbug. You are a shutterbug. You are very keen. You are a person who enjoys taking photographs or maybe filming things with a video camera or a mobile phone. You enjoy or you are very passionate about photography. So we can describe a person who likes taking photographs. Maybe they are very keen and excited when they take photos. They are a shutterbug. Shutterbug. I like that word. One more. This is our final strange word today. And maybe this describes you. Maybe you are the person that I'm going to describe right now. Oh, vivacious. Vivacious. I like this word. It is an adjective. It describes the appearance of a person. An attractive, lively person. So if you are attractive, lively, and you are a person, we might describe you as vivacious. Vivacious. Quite often we will use this to describe a female. So you don't often describe a male or a man as vivacious. However, quite often you will describe a woman as vivacious, attractive, lively, Marilyn Monroe. Would that be fair? Would it be fair to say that Marilyn Monroe was vivacious, attractive, lively, a woman? Yes, maybe. And that is it. Oh my goodness, have we really come to the end of today's live stream already? I can't believe it. I know what you are thinking. Mr. Duncan, we want more. Please give us some more. More. Or maybe less. Thank you very much for your company today. Oh, we have quite a lot of people on the live chat. Thank you very much for joining me. Very nice to see you here. I really can't wait. I can't wait to have a look at all of your messages today, because I've noticed that quite a lot of you have been getting involved with the live chat. Very good. Thank you very much. Alessandra, also Palmyra, and also we have Belarusia. Thank you very much for joining us today. Jimmy says hiccup. Hiccup. Yes. Hiccup. I think hiccup is imitative. Yes, I think it is. I think imitative words such as hiccup, 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 like that. Do you ever get the hiccups? Is there a way of stopping your hiccups? Some people say if you hold your breath for 20 seconds, or maybe if you drink a glass of water whilst standing on your head, which doesn't sound easy. I think I would prefer to have hiccups, to be honest. Thanks for your company. It's been lovely to see you all here today. I hope you've enjoyed this Wednesday live stream. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. I want to see lots and lots of these today. Can I please have lots of thumbs up? So if you are watching at the moment, I thought I was about to cry then. I felt a tear come to my eye. I think it's my hay fever. If you want to give me a thumbs up, please feel free to do so. Give me a lovely thumbs up. Have you done it? Have you done it? Have you given me a thumbs up? Have you given me a like? Yes? Okay then. Good. I can go now. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed this. It is time to go. You can watch this later if you really want to. Do you want to? You can watch this again later on with subtitles. There will be captions later. So you can watch this again later on. And I will put captions on the screen. Ah, did you know that? Did you know that you can watch this again later with subtitles? Ooh. You know what that deserves? That deserves a fancy pants. Without the music. Thank you very much, Sergio, for your mischievous comments today. Very interesting. Thank you also to Zudzika. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, Palmyra. Thank you very much for your company today. Thank you also, Anna Rita. Wow. I'm very interested to have a look later at all of your lovely messages on the live chat, because it looks as if you've been very busy today. I am going now. I'm going to make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve, because he has been busy working in the office all day today. So I'm going now. Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, I am back with you when? I am back with you on Sunday. So you can watch me next Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. That is when I will be with you again. I will also go upstairs and tell Mr. Steve that he is wasting the bread. I will tell him, and I will say that you told me to tell him. Mr. Steve, stop wasting bread. I will tell him later on. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed all of this. Back on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Has it been okay? Did you like it? Okay. Some of you did. That's good. See you next week. Thank you for your company. The messages are still coming through. I will give you a few moments to say goodbye to each other. See you on Sunday. And of course, until the next time we meet here, which will be Sunday. And of course, Mr. Steve will be here as well. You know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Phew. It was a busy one. A very busy one indeed. Ta-ta for now.